So guys, I'm kinda tired of this motherfucker getting actually fan of me in his series. I am so mad.
Nash, your ass. Nash, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Today I'm gonna challenge Sam. I'm gonna make him look like a clown. I'm gonna make him delete his YouTube channel because that's what he is, a clown. Okay, so let me call this stupid guy on Discord right now.
Hello? Nash?
Sam.
Hello? Yo, Nash.
Sam.
Nash, what's up, bro? Why are you calling me? You bot? It's not madness. We're not filming madness today, you idiot. You're never gonna win madness. You're not gonna win. Yeah, we're not filming madness today.
I'm tired of it.
Wait, you're tired of me for what?
I'm tired of it.
Wait,
I'm tired of you getting fun of me in those madness episodes because you think you're good.
You're tired of me getting fun of you? What does that mean? Do you think I want to have fun with you? You think I want to have fun with you? You think I want to have fun with you, Nish? Sorry, Nish. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you make me look like a clown, and I'm tired of this.
Okay.
And today I'm gonna challenge you.
Okay.
Today
what's the challenge?
I'm gonna really test you.
In a duel challenge, you're gonna lose, Nish. In a duel challenge, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose in a duel challenge.
Please.
In madness, you're gonna lose again. Because you're a bot. In madness, you're gonna lose again.
Sam, today I'm gonna challenge you to ruling questions.
Ruling questions.
Yes. I really want to test your knowledge. I'm tired of you like faking to be that pro player of my nuts. You're not. You're ass.
You know I'm a YC champion, right? You know I'm a YC champion. You know I'm a YC champion. I want you to know that.
You're in the middle of nowhere. Shut your ass up. Don't worry. Today we're really gonna see.
Okay.
If you really deserve your wisest stroke.
If I'm entering your realm and I beat you in your own game, what do I get?
$1,000.
$1,000, Nash.
$1,000.
Do you even have $1,000?
$1,000 if you do a perfect score.
All right, man. Okay, let's go. Real quick before we get into it, the SP Black Onyx collection drops July 4th at 8 p.m. EST, only at txx1.com, featuring the all-new SP Mini and Maxi deck boxes, the first ever 2-player Black Onyx cloth playmat, and your very own custom SP Darkest Night jersey built for duelists who move in silence. All first, all elite, all ultra limited. Save the date now at tx1.com and become Supreme Pro.
Sam is so dumb. He's for sure gonna fail this test. Why did he sign up for a test? He was never any good at school. Okay, I have a story for you guys. When I met Sam, it was 2015. I was 15 years old. Sam was 17 or 18. We were both in grade 10. Do with that information what you will to assess Sam's intelligence. I don't think this will end well for him.
For the first one, this one is gonna be easy, just to gauge your knowledge about the game. Okay?
Gouge? Just the gouge. I mean, gets the gauge.
The gauge.
It's the gauge. Yeah, the gauge, not gouge.
Just the gauge, because you are ready gauge. I have a set True Draco Apocalypse.
Okay.
And my opponent has a set Solemn Judgment. Okay?
Okay.
I activate True Draco Apocalypse.
Okay.
Okay? And my opponent activates Solemn Judgment on True Draco Apocalypse. I then decide to activate True Draco Heritage.
Yeah.
True Draco Heritage reads, during your main phase, you can draw cards equal to the number of True Draco and True King cards types sent to from the field to the graveyard this phase.
You're asking me...
Can I draw?
You're asking me if you can draw.
Yes.
Nash, you know, I just want to let you know that this is the first deck I actually topped the YCS with. This is where in 2017, YCS Salt Lake City, and then back-to-back YCS Memphis, I went undefeated with True Draco. And you're asking me a True Draco question.
In your dreams, you went undefeated.
You want to bet? You want to bet? YCS Memphis?
Then you woke up very wet.
Then
you woke up very wet.
What are you revealing here today?
Yeah, what in the Italian you talking about, bro? What do you mean very wet? What does that mean?
Can you draw yes or no? And why?
The answer to this ruling question is very simple. Yes, you can still draw. And the reason why you can still draw is because, for example, if Sangan gets Solemn Judgment, Sangan will still resolve its effect in the grave. No, it was sent to the graveyard. You were sent from the... No, actually, no, you can't. Give me a second.
You are actually serious.
No, I'm not serious. Give me a second. Let me think.
So we lock in the answer.
No. I'm not locking in the
And
answer.
the guy who said that went undefeated were Whites with Draco.
I was trolling.
It's actually crazy. How much you are at the game, you clown. Yo, someone put a red nose on this guy. This guy has a YouTube channel teaching people how to play the game, and he doesn't know the most basic.
Nash, I didn't lock in my answer. I'm trolling. And it's a troll. Obviously, it doesn't work, bro. Because the card was successfully activated.
You literally mentioned Sanga.
Yes, and that's why I fixed myself, and I caught myself in the middle of the troll.
You had,
Nash,
you were playing this deck, and you had to compare it with Sanga in order to understand that this ruling was incorrect on your part.
Nash, please. You really think I'm stupid? You really think I'm stupid? Like, Nash, please. Obviously, the rule doesn't work because the card wasn't successfully activated. So it wasn't successfully sent from the field to the grave. Just as if you were to summon a monster and it gets solemn warning, that monster never really touched the field. So therefore, you cannot monster reward the monster.
We are not going to count this one. We are not going to count this one.
Okay, from now on, no more trolling. But obviously, that's how the ruling works, guys. Please believe me.
Do not play with me, Sam.
I didn't even say I'm locking in my answer. When I lock in my answer, that's my final. That's my final, all right? I didn't lock it in yet. I just wanted to troll you. You think that's stupid?
For the next question, and it's going to be fairly simple in my opinion.
Okay.
I'm gonna activate Fusion Dupe. Fusion Duplication can copy the effect of Branded Fusion in order to fusion some. So it's gonna banish Branded Fusion in order to send 2 materials in the graveyard, Fallen of Albads, and it's gonna send a Lubellion in order to summon Titanic Lad.
Yep.
Can I activate Branded Lost in order to add a card from the deck to my end? And another question is, can my opponent respond to the summon of my monster with Book of Eclipse?
You're asking me, okay, so can I read Branded Lost?
Branded Lost reads, if you the activation of your cards and the effect that include an effect that fusion summons a fusion monster cannot be negated. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effect when a monster is fusion summoned this way. If you fusion summon a fusion monster, you can add a Fallen of Albads or a monster that mentions it from the deck to your end. You can only use this effect of Branded Lost once per turn. Now, my question is, when I fusion summon with fusion duplication, can I add with Branded Lost? And can my opponent chain to the Branded Lost effect or on the summon of the Titanic Blood,
okay. Can you hover? Can you hover over duplication again? Target 1 fusion or polymerization normal quick play spell in either player's graveyard. Banish that spell, and then apply the spell's effect when that card is activated. So it copies Branded Fusion, right? It copies Branded Fusion, and that means that you are fusioning summon into Titanic Lad, and you're asking me if you can Book of Eclipse on the fusion while Branded Lost is on the field. Because, for example, if you activate hard Branded Fusion, you will not be able to actually use Book of Eclipse. Because
on the summon. You should be waiting for a new chain. But I'm asking on the summon.
On the summon, for example, wait, so you're asking on a new chain, can you activate Book of Eclipse?
No, I'm asking upon the summon. Like, actually on the summon window.
You cannot.
You cannot activate Book of Eclipse on the summon window of Titanical being summoned by fusion duplication. That's what you're saying.
Okay, let me lock in my answer, and let me give you my reasoning on why I think that way. The reason why you cannot activate Book of Eclipse is because you're trying to resolve Branded Lost, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to resolve Branded Lost effect to add. If you fusion a fusion monster, you can add 1 Fallen Albaz or 1 monster that mentions it. Oh, but this is... okay, no. This is only... Oh, you're asking me. Okay, so basically what's happening now is
Dude,
that...
it's simple. Activate fusion duplication. Summon Titanic Lad. Chilling 1 Branded Lost. Can my opponent chilling 2 Book of Eclipse on the summon?
So the reason why I'm going to say yes, you can Book of Eclipse on the summon is because you're not making actually Lubellion. Actually. Because usually the way that this would... Yeah, because Lubellion. Because usually it'll be like Chainlink 1 Lubellion... Chainlink 2 Lost, right? And that is still on the fusion timing of the card being summoned, so you wouldn't be interrupted. You wouldn't
It's
be
still on the fusion time. We are on the fusion timing right now.
of branded loss, but the fusion already resolves onto summon.
Dude, it's literally the same thing. If it was Albion, without you not using the effect, it would be the same situation.
Okay. I'll be honest, I'm gonna take a wild guess with this one, and I am going to say...
No, I need the reasoning. Wild guess my ass. I need to know that you know.
Okay, so I'm letting you know right now, you're asking me if after the fusion is summoned, okay? So you go fusion summon, chain in 1 branded loss. But the fusion has already... Can I read branded loss, please? Hover it. The activation of cards and effects that include an effect that fusion summons fusion monster cannot be negated. Also, you report it cannot activate cards or effect when a monster is fusion summoned this way. Okay?
My first question is, can you add with branded loss? And my first question was this. And my second question is, if you can add with branded loss, can your opponent chain Book of Eclipse on the summon? So you're actually interacting with the summon. This is not a new chain.
Oh, okay. So this is two in one question. You're asking me,
It's it's literally the same. Like it's literally a normal scenario.
Can you add with branded loss? I'm gonna say no. Okay?
Why?
Because you use fusion duplication to copy branded fusion's effect, so it wasn't like branded fusion being used. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard branded fusion. So if that's the case, then you would still be able to resolve with branded loss. I'm locking my answer because you're copying branded fusion and you're not really using branded fusion. That's literally my answer.
Okay, so you're saying that I cannot add with branded loss and you locked it in. Okay?
Yeah, yes.
Now for the second question, that would be, can you respond to the summon of Titanic Cloud with the Book of Eclipse? Can you do that, yes or no?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Why?
The reason yes you can is because you're still copying the effect of branded fusion. You're not really fusion summoning into it. You're not really. It's like a game mechanic that I think that it's like if you copy an effect, you're just copying an effect. You're not really using that card to summon it. You know what I'm saying? You're just copying.
Are you locking in your answer?
I'm locking it in. Yeah.
Okay, you got half right, which is crazy.
I got both right.
No, you got half of it right.
Okay, so the first one was
right.
right.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Okay, so why?
So fusion duplication, as you mentioned before, it copies an effect. It's not an effect that fusion summon. So branded lost will not be able to protect the fusion monster on the summon. So basically, your opponent will be able to respond to the summon of a fusion monster, fusion summoned with duplication.
Yeah.
But it's still a fusion summon, so you are able to add with branded loss.
So you can respond to it?
And that was easy. Yes, you can respond to it.
Honestly, Nesh, the reason why I got that wrong is because I couldn't understand your English. Like, you were really confusing me there. Like, I don't understand what you were saying.
Dude, I explained it 4 times in a row.
I don't understand, bro. Like,
Book of Eclipse on the summon.
Like, really me up. I'm not even capping. Like, the way you were speaking to me, it was kind of throwing me off. And you're throwing in your accent. You're adding a little bit of a Italian accent. You're trying to throw me off.
I'm sorry, I don't speak ass. Okay, so I'm gonna normal summon Snake Ayash.
Yep.
And in chain to my Snake Ayash, in chain link 2, randomly, I decide to activate Book of Eclipse.
Yep.
And my opponent in chain link 3 decides to use Effect Veil.
Yep.
What happens?
So Chaining 3 Effect Veil will resolve to negate Snake Eye Ash. Chaining 2 Book of Eclipse will Book of Moon Ash face down. And then Chainlink 1, Snake Eye Ash will resolve to add Popular directly from deck to hand to summon. And the reason why this is happening is because the way that cards are booked versus Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, versus negations like Effect Veiler and also Infinite Impermanence, when a card is booked face down versus a card leaving the field, they both have different interactions. Cards being booked face down actually forgets that it was Effect Veilered, meaning that Snake Eye Ash will resolve to add Popular to hand. And that is my final answer. I'm locking that shit in.
Correct.
You think I'm a bot? You think I'm a bot? You think I'm a bot?
And
please.
I'm saying those are very easy.
I just want to let you know. I came second place at Team YCS with this deck. I want you to know that. I want you to know I came second place with this deck at a YCS. I want you to know I came second place.
Okay, since you are so confident, we're gonna up the level a little bit. Okay.
Yes, I feel like
we're gonna increase the level a little bit.
Go ahead.
Now we're gonna go on a more obscure ruling. Okay, because this one is fairly difficult. Because you got me mad right now.
Okay.
Chainlink 1 Pot of Duality. Chainlink 2 mistaken arrest.
Yep.
What happens?
Can I read Power Duality, please? Power Duality, activate the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand. Also, that card is shuffle with the rest back into the deck. You can only activate one Power Duality once per turn. You not special summon during the turn you activate this effect. Mistaken arrest reads. Can I read Mistaken arrest, please? Okay, until the end of your next turn after this card resolves, now the player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. If you activate Chain Link 1, activate Power Duality, chaining 2 Mistaken arrest. Mistaken arrest will resolve, meaning that Power Duality will not be able to activate the top 3 cards of your deck and add it to your hand. Because you
And
need
that's your final answer.
That is my final answer. I'm locking that in.
And you are locking that in.
Yes, sir.
You could not be more wrong than that.
How? How?
Because I told you that I was upping the level a little bit.
How?
And it's not even all up. The
How?
ruling goes back many years ago.
How?
And the president was against mistake. Basically, with the Pot of Duality, you would reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, you would choose a card, and you would send it to the graveyard.
What? So it's a 3. So it's a Foolish Burial for 3.
No, only one.
What?
The card that you pick would go to the graveyard.
There's no way.
It is.
That's cap.
Can you activate Pot of Duality if Rayo is on field? If Thunder King Rayo is face up on the field, you cannot activate Pot of Duality. But if an effect is chained to Pot of Duality, the special summon Thunder King Rayo when resolving Pot of Duality, you still reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You select one that could be added to your hand and send it to the graveyard instead, and shuffle the remaining 2 into the deck.
That is crazy. That is crazy, dude. I did not know that. Wow. What the hell?
Chain Link 1 allowed. Chain Link 2 wanted. Chain Link 3 bad. What happens?
Okay, so honestly, Nash thinks I am so stupid, but joke's on him. I actually played White Force because I wanted to test against it and see how well the deck is. And actually, funny enough, a couple weeks ago, I asked Pac. I'm like, yo, Pac, you know what's crazy, bro? Where do I bell in where do I ghost bell in against White Forest, because I'm maining deck bell? And Pac goes, bro, the best way to bell in the deck, one of the most high value ways, is when they get wanted to hand, they're gonna activate Hollowed Azamina, and then they're gonna chain wanted, so that way that they can send Hollowed Azamina. That way they can send wanted to the graveyard, so they can add Diabell Star or the Diabell Vengeance from deck to the hand, so that way that they can get full value into making those Sylvia to negate. So the best way to do that is when they activate Hollow, you wait till they activate Wanted. When they activate Wanted, you can bell the Wanted, so that means that Hollowed Azamina will not resolve because Wanted was negated, and they'll no longer have a card to send from the field to the grave. So if you're asking me, Nesh, if Bell works against Wanted and Hollow Azamina would send Wanted to the graveyard to summon, of course, Sylvia, it will not work. Bell negated Wanted. You think I'm a idiot? I'm not. Thank you so much. I do play the modern metagame, okay? Please stop this freaking BS. Thank you.
Let's
Next
up
question.
the level a little bit. I like when you get confident.
Yeah,
So I can crush your confidence, you stupid clown.
You know, yo, how many YCS wins do you have, Nesh? Before you call me a clown, how
many times are you gonna? How many times did you go to war? The opponent has a monster with 1900 attack.
Okay.
I have a monster with 1800 attack.
Okay.
So Fallen of Albat against Thunder King Rayo.
Okay.
My opponent attacks with Thunder King Rayo over my Fallen of Albat.
Yes.
In the damage step, I activate Forbidden Droplet, halving the attack of Thunder King Rayo. What happens?
In the damage step?
Yeah.
Give me a second.
No, don't Google it.
I'm not Googling it, bro. Like, my hands are tied.
I don't trust you. Hold your hands right now. I need to see that shit.
My hands are high. I'm not Googling shit, you idiot. Replay should occur when a monster target on the field changes, but it's in the damage step. So that means if it's already in the damage step, you know what happens, right? The replay doesn't happen, and the attack just stops. The attack doesn't.
Okay, so what was about your answer 2 seconds ago? What happened? The suddenly changed after you said Like, give me a second and then I hear you some typing.
I wasn't typing. I promised God on my life. That's literally. I was thinking.
Okay, so tell me.
I'm locking in my answer. Done.
So what's your answer? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
The attack doesn't go through. It just nothing happens.
Okay, so basically, when a monster attacks another monster, and the attack target is removed in the damage step, no replay happens.
Yes.
So yes, you're right.
Exactly. You think I'm a bot? Please.
Okay, so for the next question, we're gonna go we're gonna go deeper into the rabbit hole.
Okay.
I have a monster on the board, and the monster is gonna be Ogier. I have
Ogier.
skill drain face up, Ogier.
Yeah, Ogier, yeah.
Infernoble, Ogier. I have Ogier and skill drain.
Yep.
I have Renault in my hand,
Renault,
and
yeah.
I have
Destrudo.
Renault in my hand and Destrudo in the grave. I'm gonna activate Destrudo, targeting Renault,
Yep.
targeting Ogier. I'm gonna activate Destrudo, targeting Ogier.
Yep.
2000 for this. I'm gonna special summon Destrudo, and then I'm gonna use Renaud to be special summoned by his own effect.
Yep.
Now, the questions are: is Destrudo, what's Destrudo's level, and is Renaud a tanner or not?
So it says if you control a fire warrior monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, treat this card as a tuner. Very simple. Skill drain's on the field. This card's on the field. The summoning condition of this card is from the hand. If it's summoned this way, it's not an effect that activates. It's just a condition. So I believe Ronaldo is still a tuner. It's still a tuner. Next, we go to Destrudo. Can I read Destrudo? If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can pay half your life points and target one level 6 or lower monster you control. Especially the card if you do, this card's level is reduced by the level of the targeted monster. Also place the card on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. So this card level 4, level 3. Destrudo is a level 3, disregarding skill drain, and Ronaldo is solo tuner, disregarding skill drain. And it's because these are like conditions that are met, not like effects. It's just a condition that skill drain doesn't negate conditioning of an effect. I think both Ronaldo and Destrudo were conditions that are met to be able to summon them. So I think I'm gonna lock it in. I'm gonna go a little hard guess. I am gonna say that they are Destrudo is level 3 and Ronaldo is a tuner.
You're locking that in.
I'm locking that shit in, bro.
And now look at my mouse.
Oh, I got half?
You got half.
Okay.
You got half.
Okay, so
Destrudo is actually back to be a level 7, but Renaud is still a tank.
why? Why is Destrudo still level 7?
Because unfortunately, what you don't know because you're a clown, is the fact that when there are status changes in a monster, when it affects level or attack, they will go back to the original status. When they affect status like Tanner, they will not be changed.
So you tricked me.
Obviously, I tricked you. I just want to show how much of a fraud you are. Okay, so next. It's gonna be including a familiar phase that you had in the previous rolling question, Destrudo.
Okay.
I am gonna activate the Destrudo effect, targeting Rayo, and my opponent chains Book of Eclipse. What happens?
Change all face-up monsters on the field if he's on the defensive position. Okay, so Channeling 3.
That's it.
Channeling 2. Book of Eclipse will resolve to flip Thunder King Ryo face down.
Yeah.
The Destrudo will not come out on the field. And the reason why I'm thinking that the Destrudo doesn't come out is because of the ladder effect. It says this card's level is reduced by the level of the targeted monsters. Also, this plays card on the bottom of the deck. It was caused to target Thunder King, but you chain Book of Eclipse, so therefore it can't verify the levels of Thunder King Ryo, so it can't summon itself out. That way that it can't really reduce the Destrudo itself. It's either that or the Destrudo just comes out and it stays a level 7, but I think that's part of conditioning of to
waiting for the
to reduce his level.
Answer.
I'm explaining my reasoning and what I think. I'm explaining my reasoning. Okay? So I think that Destrudo needs to... The target is the cost for sure. So that's not an issue. The reason why I don't think it's coming
Target
out,
is not a cost, but that's another story.
I mean, no, it says, look, if this person's
Target is not a cost in Yu-Gi-Oh!
well, the cost is the target.
No, target is never a cost in Yu-Gi-Oh, even if it's before the semicolon.
Really?
Yeah?
Nah, it doesn't come out.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Can you go to the problem-solving card text of Yu-Gi-Oh? Can you read me what and if you do says?
And if you do, in do A, and if you do B, both A and B happen simultaneously. Oh. A is required for B, but not vice versa. If A does not happen, then stop. Even if B cannot happen, you still do A.
So can you tell me what happens here and if you do?
Oh, so it just summons out and nothing happens. It summons and it's still level 7.
Congrats. 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 -1.
Yu-Gi-Oh! So hard!
I am the turn player. I have a Spiritual Knight and I have Raidraptor raising Rebellion Falcon.
Yep.
What do you need to care about the card what do you need to actually care about the card effect of this card? Is unaffected by other cards effect. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else. It's unaffected by other cards effect that I want you to keep in mind.
Yep.
I'm gonna use a Spiritual Knight and I'm gonna banish my opponent's set monster. Can I attack directly with Raidraptor Rising Rebellion Falcon?
Yes, you can. Yeah, the answer is yes. Because it's unaffected by other card effects. Bypasses that. It literally says unaffected by other card effects.
Are you locking in?
Wait, can I read SP Level 9, please? It says your monsters cannot attack directly this turn, meaning that it affects Rebellion Falcon, but Rebellion says it's unaffected by other card effects. So yes, it can attack directly. Locking in my answer. Yeah, I told you.
My opponent activates the effect of Alba.
Yep.
I chain SP and I target Raidraptor and Albaz. What happens?
Like, why would you target Rebellion and Albaz?
I mean, it's a rolling question. The game state doesn't really matter.
Oh, but like, you need to banish both targets, bro. So if you can't banish one, it can't. It says banish both. It's not banish them. It's banish both, right? So it doesn't. It fizzles. It doesn't resolve because you have to banish both. I'm locking in my answer. You have to banish both.
And now we go back to the... For any card that targets, if the effect text refers to both, or a similar term in the effect text, you have to be able to apply the effect to all of the targets. Even one of those cards is no longer eligible, I don't know how you read that.
Yeah, eligible, yeah.
Then the whole effect disappears.
Yeah, so it doesn't work. I was right.
But the thing is that the target is eligible. Like, you can actually target this card. The card is not removed from the board. The card, it just, or resolution, does not get banished. The target is legal. The monster was not removed. It just doesn't get banished or resolution.
Yeah, that's what I said. It doesn't work, right?
No, Albaz will still be banished.
Albaz will still get banished?
Yeah, Albaz will still get banished.
But why? Because the target was legal?
The target was legal.
Oh, okay. So if I'm targeting both unaffected monsters, then obviously it
I'll
would
give
work.
you another example.
How does that work?
So you would be probably more familiar with the interaction of Unchained Soul of Rage with Escape, right? It says destroy both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a monster cannot be destroyed or resolution, your rage will still be destroyed.
Oh.
But if I remove it from the chain, then nothing happens. If I have a special summon a Snake Ayash on the board, and I use Escape on Snake Ayash, and my opponent chains Droplet, standing the Snake Ayash, my rage will not
resolve. Yeah. Your rage will not be destroyed. Because you have to destroy both of them.
But if Snake Ayash becomes undestructible, or becomes not being able to be destroyed or resolution, then my rage will still be destroyed.
Oh, okay.
And this is basically what happens with immune monsters, because the game state does not recognize that the monster is immune. It recognizes it at the very end during the resolution of a card that a monster cannot be destroyed. I guess you're not getting $1,000.
Ah, yes. Very predictably, Sam has done terribly. Who could have seen that coming? I feel bad for the poor kid because he just shouldn't subject himself to this. He's not going to succeed in that way. And I rag on Sam, but he's not that dumb. He has smarts, just not book smarts. So, yeah, he should focus on what he's good at,
Yeah.
I guess you lost the chance of getting the $1,000.
You're lucky. You get to save $1,000
I'm
today.
lucky. I know that you wouldn't do it.
No, I could do it.
I could have bet
do it.
10,000. You still couldn't do it.
Yeah? You want to go next video? $10,000?
$10,000. I mean, one second. You sound crazy. 1,000, it's fine. 10,000, you sound crazy.
Yeah, so you're scared.
I'm not scared. I just know what I.
So you're a
afford.
pussy.
I'm kind of a pussy for 10,000. Yes.
All right, guys. Wow. Okay. Damn, bro. I actually didn't do
will
too
you
bad.
stop being a fraud and actually putting in the work? Will you stop being a fraud and actually putting in the work?
I put in work. I promise.
You need to put in the work, because next year, I want to see you at Worlds.
Guys, we're going to Worlds next year. Don't even worry about it, man. Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a pro testing my Yu-Gi-Oh! knowledge. Honestly, I think I did pretty well. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think you could have done better with Nesh here? Nesh, I'll be honest. Even though I came into your realm, I still think you're an absolute bot.
Guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about Sam. Is he us? Is he decent? Will he still go to Worlds next year?
I'm going to Worlds next year.
I wish you guys a wonderful day.
Shut
And
up.
I'll see you
Shut up, Nesh.
next time.
Shut up, Nesh. Shut up.